believe it's the last Friday of the month.
The last Friday of this half term.
But before we go off for a week's break,
let's review and preview the events in our school.
This is the 5 to Go show.
My name is Shiraz.
And I'm Lukman.
In today's show, we have the SW13 Lions team latest scores, the house gardening competition, ITV's Tonight programme, and finally, the pause.
As reported in last month's programme, there is a joint rugby league squad consisting of players from Waterhead Academy and our neighbouring school, Saddlewell. After an emphatic 46-0 victory over Fred Longworth High School, SW13 Lions competed against much sterner opposition from Wigan. St John Fisher Catholics High School. Chris Ashton, Sean Edwards and Sean O'Loughlin are just 3 ex-students and international rugby league players from this school. In the world of rugby, it has been said, how can one town, indeed one school, produce so many professional players? And yet, they were defeated 28-24 by the SW13 Lions team. Congratulations to Captain Macaulay Jones and the team, and to Jamie Cattermole, named man of the match.
As you know, the Waterhead Academy garden is the roof of our sports hall. But did you know that the house gardening competition is not going to take place there? We sent our reporter to find out more.
The competition takes place in the gardens of some of our neighbours, like this one, just one street down from our school. Each team is responsible for transforming the garden of a local neighbour. Today, the teams see the gardens for the very first time, and we meet the people who own them. The 5 to Go show will be back in a month's time to see the difference.
A lot has been said about the neighbours and communities we live in recently. Not least in ITV's programme Tonight that aired on April the 16th. The 5 to Go show looks back at how ITV made a programme about us.
Two of the school's most segregated secondary schools have been merged into the brand new Waterhead Academy.
We've been asking you to look back on things that have happened in your past, look forward to decisions that you're making.
The school has 1,500 pupils made up of predominantly white British and British Asian children.
10 years ago things didn't go well. We're nervous that we don't go back to those days. So inch by inch we're trying to get there. We're not trying to blow a trumpet and say we've managed it. You know, come as a great paragon of virtue, come and see how to do this. We are just doing it inch by inch.
So far, it seems to be working.
Now that we've mixed, it gives you a chance to speak to different people that you didn't actually know before then.
It makes it so you understand to accept different people's beliefs and makes you more understanding as a person.
In that report, you saw us filming them, filming us. It makes you wonder how the people who watched it see us. To that end, let's stop, let's think, let's pause.
Back home in Scotland, we have a poet who is just as important to us as Shakespeare is to you. His name is Robert Burns. One of his most famous poems is called To a Louse. It's the story of a very rich woman who goes to church in her best hat, sits down and thinks she looks rather grand. Without realising it, in full view of everyone else, there's a little beastie, a louse, running around in her hat, and she looks rather silly. The end of the poem goes a bit like this. It would some power the gift to gie us, to see ourselves as others see us. It would from money a mistake free us, and foolish notion. What airs of dress and gait would leave us, and even devotion. It's a very Scottish poem, but an English translation might sound a bit like this. If only some power gave us the gift to see ourselves as other people see us, it might stop us from making many mistakes and thinking silly things. It might even change the way that we walk, the way that we talk, and even the way that people think about us. It's a very simple poem, but it has quite a powerful message. If we think about the school building that we're all settling into together, it's got large sections of glass that look into learning areas, We've got large open areas like the playground. Our building is surrounded by hills, and on those hills there are houses. When our neighbours in those houses go to their windows, their back gardens and their cars, and they look down, what do they see? Do they see a good neighbour? Do they see good behaviour? Do they see good uniform? Do they see good conduct and character? And how do you, as an individual, contribute to that? Robert Burns thinks if we keep those kinds of questions in mind, we might not make as many mistakes in life. He is Scottish after all, so he must be right. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Mr. McEwen. Other news, we say goodbye to the Year 11s on the 11th, Sports Day on the 17th, and Prom on the 25th.
Be respectful of those saying GCSEs. Recruitment for the 5 to Go show in September is underway. Give your name to Mr. May or Miss Workman. Before the closing credits, we leave you with memorable moments from the music evening.
It's that time of week, so it's 0 to go from the 5 to Go show. Goodbye.